a troubled youth. I used to get suspended from school every week. Like every other week, I had a bad attitude. I always thought I knew everything. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was one of those girls with the attitude like, who are you talking to? You talking to me? Like, I was the girl that the teachers didn't think I would make it. I was the one that was set aside from everybody else because of the things that were going on with me and what I had to experience and endure at an early age. For the young ladies that is in here today, our parents aren't perfect, and when they tell you something, it's because of your own good. They were young before, so they know, they've been out, well, I wouldn't say they've been in the streets, like they know everything. Well, they might not know everything, but they do have the right answers for you. How many of y'all tried to impress a boy? You can be honest, because it was, I'm raising my hand high. I'm raising my hand high. How many of y'all did some things that you regretted? I'm gonna raise my hand high. Yes, I've tried to impress a boy. Yes, I've done some things I regret. And I'm still taking time to grow as an adult. I was bullied because of my size. I was sexually assaulted on the bus at the age of 10. That's middle school, elementary, right? Middle school, elementary? Elementary.
I remember.
It was hard for me. I was hospitalized because of my depression and my anxiety. The doctors thought I was crazy. They were just like, well, just because it was certain stuff that was going on, I really didn't feel comfortable talking about it. All of this happened to me before the age of 18. Yeah. Again, our parents, they were young before, so they know. And you might ask, where were my parents? My parents were young as well, so we were all growing up together. I'm 20, so my parents were young when they had me. So they didn't really know how to be parents themselves, so they tried the best they could. And that's what y'all parents are doing. They're trying the best they could because they're just using the knowledge that they, grew up off of. I ran away. The first time I ran away, I was 14 years old. I was 14 years old when I ran away. And I ran away to a young boy, thinking I was grown. My parents, my family, everybody, they thought I was dead. They didn't really understand. Like, they were just like, well, where's she at? Like, they were worried. The second time I ran away, I was 16. And I was baited into a prostitution ring. You know what that is? Yes, those are the young ladies that sell their body over the internet. You have to be careful of the things and the pictures and things you post on social media, because you might think, oh yes, this is for likes. But it's also men out there that's really baiting, like they want you. And I see now, since I moved here, DC is the highest of prostituting, like getting trafficking, sexual trafficking. And I had help and resources, but I didn't really take heed to it because I'm just like, can't nobody tell me nothing. I'm grown. Like, I'm thinking I'm grown. I'm thinking, oh, well, I know what I'm doing. But honestly, in reality, I did not know what I was doing until I got to this age now. And it's still biting me in my behind because it's just like, dang, if you would have just took heed and learned that at an earlier age, then you would be way better off. But I thank God that I am here today.
Yes.
At the age of 19, I was living with my great-grandmother at the time. God bless her soul.
Yes.
And I was still choosing a man, a guy, over myself. And at that time, I was dating on the social website of Tag. I don't know if y'all heard of that, but And I met this guy, and he told me the things like, well, I'll protect you, or I'll protect you. Like, I'm listening to your story. I understand where you're coming from. You okay? You'll be okay in my hands. But honestly, I wasn't. I would say December the 17th. December the 17th is when I went back to. So I had gotten into a heated argument with him, and I stabbed him. Why did I stab him? Because I felt like you lied to me, but that was me choosing a man over myself and not really loving myself. And I stabbed him. I was incarcerated for 3 days. That's not a lot, but that is a lot to a young girl that was the first time me ever going to jail. It was painful, because I'm just like, at first I'm like, okay, I have the adrenaline rush. I'm like, you hurt me. You hurt me. You told me that you was going to do this, but you didn't really do that. And the third day, I got to call my dad and my parents, well, my mom and my dad, but I really took heed to what my father said. And he was just like, I'm tired, I have my sisters that I have to raise and look after. So I got out of jail, and on November the 27th of last year, November, I moved to Virginia with my mom. And when I moved, I had some scars and wounds that really didn't heal all the way because of what I had went through as an adolescent. So it was hard. It was a hard move, and it was like a huge change, because I seen things change for me. When I moved with her, with my mother, I was just like, I wanted to hurt her, but not really understanding why. I just felt pain towards her. And we talked it out, and it was just like, well, I apologize. She apologized, and she let me know how deeply sorry she was, because we were still growing up. She was growing up as I was growing up. I founded Girls United for Life on February the 20th.
Ooh, yes.
Because I feel like, as me growing up as a teenage girl, not really loving her body because of you getting picked on, I felt like it was my fault that I got sexually assaulted because of the things I used to wear, or I felt like the social media will get you in a lot of trouble. You might think, I'm gonna go back to that, but I'm gonna go back to my why. But social media, y'all might think, oh yeah, let me post this picture. I'm trying to tell you, it's not what it was before. It's not what it was before. Girls United for Life is for the young ladies that don't have nobody to talk to, the ones that feel like they are alone, and also the ones that's at risk. I would say, getting it suspended every other week, having bad attitudes. I want to give God all the credit, because He's the reason why I am alive today. I could have been dead a long time ago. I could have been in jail for a very long time, but He's my overseer, and I am honored. I am so honored to be working with the middle schoolers for Fail-Safe Era. I will also be with the high schoolers, but mostly I will be mentoring the middle school, because that's where it starts. It starts in middle school, and then it works its way up to high school. And parents don't see it, because they don't, they want to talk to you, but they don't want to talk to you about certain things. And I know sometimes you just be like, well, what's going on? But see, they feel comfortable because you're their child, their mother, but also it's more so the peers of what my peers think, or how I'm dressing, but basically my peers. But I want to say that I am honored today to be here, and I wanted to thank you since you're here. So I will be maneuvering around. You will see me, but I will mostly be working with the middle schoolers. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. I'm sorry I was all over the place, but
No
yes.